Okay, this might be the secret to succeeding and stuff. And what I mean by that, what that little toy was representing, is having a partner to do things with. Now, I've reached some significant milestones in my life, if I say so myself, doing some things. Specifically, I'm thinking basketball. Achieved national level basketball as a short, white British person. Hilarious. Powerlifting, again, national level powerlifter. And a 6 and 7 and soon 8-figure business. Among just a few, right? And I think the secret to succeeding in some of these things has been having someone to do it with. And I know that I personally get a lot of my drive, motivation, and satisfaction out of doing things with people I like and progressing and pushing on to harder and harder stuff with the people that I want to do it with. So the specific example that made me think of this today is that it's my swole mate's birthday. And what's a swole mate? It's your soulmate for the gym, simply put, because you get swole together. And it's having that person who is going to hold you accountable to the things that you say that you're going to do and push you on days that you feel like not doing it, or when you underestimate yourself, or if you are pushing things too far and you're potentially injured or you need a second opinion, someone who's in there, in the trenches with you, who fully understands every aspect of what you're going through. And I think having that is what allowed me back in 2019, yeah, that's right, no, geez, 2017, to go to the gym 18 hours a week. And I got in the best shape of my life, and I think it potentially saved my life that year. And it was a really tough year, and that was the one thing that I put all of my focus and effort into, and I looked forward to every day. And I think the first experience of this I had was when I was 13. My best friend and I, still my best friend to this day, wanted to start playing basketball. Now, it was obvious for him. He was at 13, 6'2". I was 4 foot, and we were like, well, let's just go try out for the local league. And he ended up, I think the year after that, playing for the English version of the NBA, whilst they told me, maybe come back once you've grown a few inches. But we trained together, like one-on-one. We had some great competition, but when it came to team trainings and in game scenarios, he just blew me away because he had the physicality that I physically couldn't compete with. But it did have a very similar level of skill, which was awesome, and it enabled me to get much further than I otherwise would, because I wasn't given the opportunity. But through him, vicariously, he gave the time to me where we could train together and be put in similar scenarios, so that once I got there, it wasn't too much of a shock. Sorry if you can hear that, I have my car wash, making the most of the time. And then most recently, business. Straight out of uni, my partner and I, Millie, went straight into business, and we put our entire life savings, we went to the bank and we got a loan matched what we did. We spent a year with a business plan, and we ended up with a 6-figure coffee shop, and we were employing people for the first time, and having to solve challenges that you just wouldn't ever expect to come along before ever starting business. And then, like COVID, for example, and then moving on to a chocolate factory, which we pushed up to 7 figures within 14 months, and then taking what we learned, all of that, and starting again for tutoring, which hopefully is going to be our first 8-figure business. And I just think back through all of those things I've ever done, and I'm thinking, could I have done it alone? And I think the answer is yes, I might have, but I don't think I would have been bothered. I don't think the outcome would have mattered to me so much, in that I really believe the saying that if you want to go quick, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And so that's my takeaway for you today, and something I'm always trying to strive to find more of, is find that motivation, find that person, community that you're missing to get where you need to go, because I think it will just maximise the likelihood that you succeed. So in times for me in the future, There you go. Actually, one final example is my final year at uni. I was surrounded by 6 guitars in the house, and so inevitably I learnt to play. And then that 1 year spurred me on for 2.5 or 3 years to enjoy playing. But now I'm not surrounded by music, my motivation for it has significantly dropped. So yeah, environment can be one of the most powerful drivers for good and for bad. And so help yourself increase the likelihood that you win. That's my final message for today. So have a good one. Peace.